Hi everyone, in this video we take a look at a game called Iron Guard, and this is a sci-fi VR tower defense game. Now this one might feel different compared to other tower defense games that you play. Basically it's a 360-degree gameplay, we're going to see it in a moment. That also involves some RTS element with arcade style shooting, which is pretty cool. Again, you can see this in the gameplay soon. And you have a campaign with voice acting and story to follow. So let's just take a quick look at one of the levels and I'm going to explain to you how this game plays. Discover amazing VR games to play today. New pre-release original and top games. Come and roll by.
Graves, we held the base and the whole surviving cargo is collected. All the good stuff is with us. But according to the radar, terraformers are getting ready for a new offensive. We're like sitting ducks here, sir.
We need to gain foothold. Launch the drone.
Now keep in mind, as you progress, you're going to unlock different features. For example, like mining crystal, they give you passive income. And as you can see here, there are spots on the ground where you can actually position defensive units. So again, depends on what you unlock. As you unlock more, you're going to have more options. You can also upgrade them by just pointing your controller. Your left controller is to choose an upgrade. The right controller is for, shooting. You can actually control a little spaceship, which you can actually shoot enemies yourself as well. Now the point where enemies are coming from will be highlighted in red. You can see red arrows, and you can of course move, use free movement or teleportation to move across the area. The map are not big by the way, but still looks really beautiful, detailed with really nice environment, atmospheric environment. So yeah, very, very well designed.
Prepare for wave.
Now keep in mind, your shooting can actually overheat, so you need to pay attention. And also ultimate abilities you can actually activate with the A and B button on the right controller, which are very, very powerful. There's a delay, although it can be shortened if you get certain abilities that can deal massive AoE damage and very, very useful when you kind of get overwhelmed. Now, of course, you need to protect the base from getting hit. If the base gets a lot of hits, well, you failed. And you can, of course, retry the match. When you finish the mission, you get skill points, which you can use, of course, to unlock new stuff. And basically, you go to upgrades, and there's a tree with different upgrades abilities, with different categories. For example, like you can actually fix your building, your base, when it gets damaged automatically. You can improve the power of your turrets and so on. Different type of things you can actually upgrade by just going to the upgrade section. Now as you progress, you can unlock new mechanics. So for example, in this particular level, I can actually close gate and divert enemies to move to certain pathing that I want. It can be a longer pathing with more hotspot for positioning defensive abilities. So sometimes it's useful. It costs money to invest, but not a lot in this particular case. And again, different mechanics in other levels. So future levels actually can feel different and unique, so it just doesn't feel the same all the time. As you can see, the environment, by the way, this one is beautiful with rain and with lighting. It's just gorgeous and very, very atmospheric. Sound effects also are very well made in this game. And as you can see, road blocker. And by the way, money to upgrade you get by just destroying units. All right, so you can get it from destroying units, or you can also get it by harvesting crystal as well, which you're gonna unlock later on as you progress through the levels. Now you can get the skill points when they drop on the ground. You can actually see that, you see this green one? Now it's kind of a like common, legendary, and rare. Basically, if you get the orange one, it will be more points. If you get the green one, it's going to be less. And you need to make sure to shoot them to pick them up. Now if you take a look, you can see on the bottom left side there's a line. When I'm holding the controller, there's an icon there. Once it is filled, this is my ult ability. It's now grayed out. Basically, I press A, long A, when I aim to the ground, and I can actually do like AoE on the ground that sends a missile that can actually deal lots of damage. And there's also another one for B, but again, you need to unlock it further down the road. And you just, again, point on the ground and release it. So for example, now we see that it's red, it's highlighted in red. This means that it's actually ready and I can actually use it. So let me show you how it works. You see now it's charged, it's red, so I can actually use it. Again, I need to take into account also the charge time, the time it actually takes until when I activate it, until it just goes by. I need to hold, you can see a circle, that kind of a charge on the ground. You see, when it's full, it's activated, take a few seconds, and it's going to release a big devastating blow. Now here, if you pay attention, I already unlocked the two of them. You can see the two icons, great icons. So I can charge it, and once it's full, I can actually use them. You see now the right one is charged in green, and I activate it. Cool. Now again, the good thing about it works in favor of this game is that you can actually not just be passive, you can be active and shooting yourself. And I think the shooting adds a really kind of interesting part into the mechanics of the tower defense game in general. So it feels like you have a kind of a part into things that are more active rather than passive. I mean, it's not just, you know, let's upgrade this tower, just pay attention, look around and upgrade things. You can actually shoot, and sometimes it's very important that you put the effort as well. The thing is that because it's 360 and you can't really cover everything at the same time, you're going to move around, see, all right, this defense is holding on, move to the other area and put a bit of help there with your shooting and with your ult as well. And of course, those utilities can also be upgraded later on. So these additions doesn't really break anything in the game when it comes to tower defense. On the contrary, they add kind of a extra layer of gameplay dynamics to the game and just make it more fun. Here, for example, you can see some of the flying enemies. They can actually they're going to shoot you, and they can actually disable your shooting, and you need to shoot them yourself. There's also, of course, units. They can counter them as well. Again, really unique and interesting dynamics that, you know, did you expect something to attack you in a tower defense game? No, but in this game, it exists. All right, now for the downsides. Personally, I prefer having a much larger variety of different units and basically kind of try to strategize with them and decide which unit to use, but there aren't many here, unfortunately. And this means that for those you have, you probably need to grind a bit on other levels if you kind of get stuck to get more skill points in order to invest them and make what you have actually stronger. I mean, the skill tree there is nice, but again, I personally prefer something that is more strategic gameplay. So you really need to think which item you put onto the lanes. And basically, I prefer just having the option to unlock some really cool and unique structures that I can actually use. Maybe some of them are very hard to get, but if you get them, you get excited. Kind of legendary drop, but not a legendary drop of skill points, but of different unique items that you can actually get while actually playing. This will make it much more interesting. And I'm talking about maybe, you know, I don't know, 20, 30, you know, unique structures, kind of a large variety. I don't know, even more. I don't mind. So it will be kind of very, very interesting to try to think which one to use. And some of them maybe get them based on RNG drops. Will make it even kind of a more exciting to play because you really kind of continue thinking about, all right, what I'm going to get next. All right. I mean, that's my point of view and what I think would make it even better. So it is limited in that aspect, but I didn't get to a point where I actually got bored. I actually really enjoyed. And again, some of the gameplay sessions are probably too stretchy. I mean, you won't see it at first because the first level are pretty short, but as you progress, you're going to see they are pretty lengthy, and sometimes felt that just too much stretch out for me. And again, I prefer putting time in thinking about things rather than playing a very, very lengthy levels and trying to grind out to get better gear in order to be able to do well in the level. Because again, at the end of the day, it's not going to be too hard. You just need better equipment in order to do well. And basically this means grinding. Again, they're not super lengthy, don't get me wrong. Maybe I over-exaggerated a bit. But again, there's something that I personally prefer to have in this game, and it really doesn't exist to that extent. But overall, it's a fun game, and I do recommend getting it and playing it. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed this one, and consider leaving a like and subscribe. See you on the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody. Cheers.
Requesting fire assistance. Mission complete.